Welcome to the Authentically Social Podcast. My name's Corey Perlman, and I'm here with my wife, Jessica Perlman. In the past, it was perfectly acceptable to pay no attention to what's going on behind the curtain. But today, that's exactly what your audience wants to see. This podcast unpacks tried and true principles to put culture, community, and connection at the core of your digital strategy. Let's get going. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Authentically Social. I'm Corey. This is Jess. And this particular episode is something that is happening literally as we record this. And so we wanted to get it out to you as soon as we can. And this is important for today and also into the future. So let's dive right in.
All right, everyone. Yes, welcome back. We're glad you're here with us today. And the authentically social principle that we're going to talk about today is the algorithms favor the bold. And the social media mantra we want you to keep in mind is minimize social platforms, but maximize their latest features. So when we say algorithms favor the bold, like what are we speaking of when we say bold?
So I feel like what we've done is we've given you a pass early on in this series, or if you're reading the book or however you're digesting this content. But early on, I talk about prioritizing the platforms and that you only should focus on the social platforms that make the most sense for your business and not feel like you need to be a jack of all social sites, master of none. So we give you a pass on needing to be everywhere. So let's be clear on that. This chapter is kind of like saying, but hold on a second. Don't, feel like you can just sit back and relax, because when you pick the platforms, it's important to double down on all the vast features that they offer, especially the ones that they are pushing the most at the current time. So right now, Instagram is fighting tooth and nail with TikTok, and TikTok is, let's just be honest, eating their lunch, really taking lots of market share, and they're definitely the flavor of the month. And they may be here to stay. They may not be. I don't know. I thought, we all thought Snapchat a few years ago was going to be the one to take down Facebook and Instagram, and that hasn't happened. We'll see with TikTok. But bottom line is, TikTok brought in the short videos with the music and the sound and the animations and the fun, and Instagram had decided that they need to change their ways and create essentially Reels, and now Reels has become literally the hot topic, or the feature that Instagram is pushing most, and to some degree Facebook as well. Will that be in the future? I don't know. That's not the topic of this. The point is, when the platforms that you care about are pushing a feature, you should pay attention. It's kind of like the squeaky wheel. It's like you create the content, but then you look at the platform, you say, where is the squeaky wheel? Where can I throw this content in that's going to fire out the most? And it's whatever feature they're hot on right now. A few years ago, it was stories. And so I was telling you, use stories, use stories, use stories. Now it's Reels. And in 2023, 2024, 2025, things are going to change and features are going to change. But what we need to do as businesses, as marketers, as social media enthusiasts, is watch what they're pushing and provide content within those features, so that we can get the best bang for our buck. So when you ask the question, what does algorithms favor the bold, is watch what the algorithms or the platforms are pushing and put content within those features.
Yeah, we wish we had a crystal ball to know exactly where our all of our endeavors on social media should go and what we should focus on. But it does seem to be ever changing. And a lot of times with the algorithm, though, it does feel a little bit confusing. It's hard to keep up with. And I think some of even our agency clients that we have are just like, oh, well, what do I need to really pay attention to? What are the key factors of the algorithm that I should keep in mind whenever I'm evaluating if I should jump in on a new trend or not?
The one right off the bat would just be views and eyeballs, although we consider it a little bit of a quote unquote vanity metric. Eyeballs aren't going to create sales necessarily, but it's nice when you see a piece of your content really gaining traction inside the platform. And so, for example, again, using Reels, with our clients, we might post in the native feed, we might post stories, we might post carousels, decent engagement. Man, we throw up a reel and it just does better. More eyeballs, more engagement, potentially more clicks, things of that nature, just simply because it's getting to more human beings, just bottom line. So I think that's what we look for to answer that question. And one thing I do want to mention too, we've been talking a lot about Instagram and Reels, but obviously every platform is different. So LinkedIn, just as an example, one thing that we've noticed over the last 12 to 18 months is that their algorithm has really favored text-based content. So in that platform, they're looking for meaningful engagement because of the way their revenue structure works. It's more about subscribers and less about ads. So they want people on for longer periods of time, theoretically. So they figured out that when people create content, they get more content conversations, and conversations becomes stickier for people to stay. So what that means to you and me is that when we write content, as opposed to just posting a picture or even maybe a video, we have found that the algorithm favors that type of content more. So part of what you need to do is test a little bit. Part of the way I say we found is that we simply tried. We posted a picture and some words. We posted a video by itself. Then we posted a long form piece of content with the video, and that one took off. And so we said, well, why? And then we did it again. And all of a sudden we start to see that the written content on LinkedIn tends to get more engagement than the visual content, because they feel like people are going to comment more, write content more on written content. So I think it's important to pay attention to each platform and what feature that platform is pushing.
And along those lines, really consistency is key. I mean, as you're doing some testing, it can't be just like a one and done situation. You almost have to test give yourself a month maybe and try something for a month, or give yourself enough time to see if it really is moving the needle for you, or if it isn't working and you need to try something else. So we're talking a little bit about maximizing the features that are inside existing platforms. So what are some things that we can do to explore that a little bit, maximizing those features on the social platforms? You talked a little bit about LinkedIn. What else are some things that we can maybe address?
Well, I think that, obviously Reels today would be one that I would definitely say seems to be favoring both on Facebook and on Instagram. And just quick story, I'll give you a professional one, and then I'll tee you up for a personal one, which is kind of goofy, but it just kind of sheds the light on this crazy thing that's going on right now inside the world of Reels, which again is a feature on Instagram, short videos, music, kind of intense, quick type content. But on the professional side, we've been working on movement inside both Facebook and Instagram. So even if it's a series of pictures, creating carousels, but what we found is motion moves the needle. Anytime we can get animation, again, whether it be video or images moving, we tend to get more algorithm juice than if we just post a standard photo or even a long form video. So some sort of movement has been helpful in every post that we are doing right now on Instagram and Facebook. An example is we have, let's see, I know I've been using a lot of periodontist content. So some of our professional service, our Dale Carnegie clients, using testimonials in a fun and animated way. So we might put, some music, some of the Hamilton music right now is going, hey, and it's got like all of their class members, showing how excited they are to be there. And then it ending with like a really powerful testimonial, but just fitting in what they might already do, but within the feature that they're pushing really hard. So bottom line is our professional clients, when we can figure out a way to do Reels for them or with them. Another one is a furniture client we have, Lawrence Furniture. They just went off to Milan to check out all the latest trends in furniture. And we turned that into a really cool reel. And it did way better from an engagement standpoint than some of the more traditional posts that we've done around the same content. So just simply putting it in the feature of Reels automatically made it do better than your standard post. So that's professionally. I think the same thing happens personally. I mean, we have posted a lot of stuff with our kids on the traditional ways. And again, we get nice, good, response, but then you go ahead and do this that I'm going to let you share, and it kind of goes crazy.
It is funny. And that's just goes back to the fact that you almost have to throw things up and see what sticks kind of thing. We did do, I think I've cracked the code on Reels. You have to be 8 years old and singing about underwear. Mm-hmm. That's really what you have to do. But all joking aside, we posted a reel of our 8-year-old singing one of those goofy Minion songs. And it's like up to like 18,000, people have viewed it. Lots of likes. Did it have many comments? No, a few comments. Did it have any new followers per se? And not that that's what, in that respect, we were looking for, or I was looking for. No, but it is a good reminder that sometimes when you throw that content out and it does really well, it's like all going back to like your goal in mind, right? So you could have content that does really well and it reaches lots of eyeballs, which is definitely one of those, like, if you have your pillars of how you want to reach your audience, that might be one of them. I want to reach a larger audience. I want to grow my audience. But some of those things that do well in that respect aren't necessarily going to be calling you up to book you for business or asking you about your pricing or something of that nature. So I do think that whenever we're talking about maximizing these features and doing all these things, we do have to remember to always come back to like, what is our main goal? What is our content pillars that we really want to get across, and how we want to bring people into our business, where it's sending them to our website to learn more, or if it's actually trying to acquire a sale online.
Yeah, what I would probably do now that we have this information is when I go to launch my new book, I'm just going to have my 8-year-old son sing the Minions underwear song and then hawk my book at the end of it. And then we'll get the conversions we're looking for, right? I mean, if we're not selling out, our children, then all joking aside, children and animals seem to do really well on social, but that's again, a different topic. So the actions I want you to take from this is, to simply stay open, I think is the key. Because again, this is all going to change. I'm not, I recognize that someone's going to listen to this or hear this in the future and be like, this is so old school, right? Reels. Oh my gosh, that's so 2021. So instead, the principle is to just stay open to what is happening on the platforms that you care about. Don't worry so much about what's happening on the new social media sites that are just starting to take shape and take form and diverting your attention there. But instead, stay on the platforms that you're already on, but watch for the new features that they're pushing out. And if you see that those are taking shape and starting to gain some traction, then your job is to make sure that you have content going into those features. And that'll just make it easier, essentially, for you to do your job and for us to do our job of getting more eyeballs, getting more engagement, and hopefully getting more conversions. So that's the action I want you to take. Be bold and jump into new features when you see them doing well on social. So I think that's it. Until next time, we thank you for listening, for watching, and for being along on this journey with us. So we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. We're over here giving you a digital high five for completing another episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to take a screen grab and share it across your social media. Don't forget to tag us at Corey Perlman Speaks. I hope we can stay connected by following each other, as we are excited to see more of your social media journey.